Hello. If you're like me, you're really trying to be a better person. Every day you wake up and you think, I'm going to do better than yesterday. Or at least that's your goal. And your day starts, you have the best of intentions. And then what happens? You make a mistake. You don't intend to. Sometimes it's an accident, but you do. And you realize, will I ever figure it out? Or maybe life circumstances come along and hit you right in the face. And you think, how can I possibly do this? I was recently reading one of John Wesley's sermons, and it was titled On Perfection. Now I'm going to read you just a small portion of that, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more about what he was talking about. And he starts out saying, the highest perfection which man can obtain, while the soul dwells in the body, does not exclude ignorance and error and 1,000 other infirmities. Now, from wrong judgments, wrong words and actions will often necessarily flow. And in some cases, wrong affections also may spring from the same source. I may judge wrong of you. I may think more or less highly of you than I ought to think. And this mistake in my judgment may not only occasion something wrong in my behavior, but it may have a still deeper effect. It may occasion something wrong in my affection. From a wrong apprehension, I may love and esteem you either more or less than I ought. Nor can I be freed from a likableness to such a mistake while I remain in a corruptible body. 1,000 infirmities, in consequence of this, will attend my spirit, till it returns to God who gave it. And, in numberless instances, it comes short of doing the will of God, as Adam did in paradise. Hence, the best of men may say from the heart, every moment, Lord, I need the merit of thy death. For innumerable violations of the Adamic as well as angelic law. It is therefore for us that we are not under these, but under the law of love. Love is now the fulfilling of the law, which is given to fallen man. This is now, with respect to us, the perfect law. But even against this, through the present weakness of our understanding, we are continually liable to transgress. Therefore, every man living needs the blood of atonement, or he could not stand before God. Now, John Wesley, of course, lived back in the 19th century, so some of the language may have been confusing. So this is my take on this portion of his sermon, which was titled On Perfection. What he's saying is, in order for man to obtain perfection, right? He starts out that excerpt I wrote, the highest perfection which man can attain, while the soul dwells in the body, does not exclude ignorance and error. What he's saying is, you could reach the highest of highs as far as perfection while you are on this earth, but you are still not going to be without error. Now what he's saying is that you could be doing really well, but you're still going to be making mistakes because you are in a corruptible state. We are living in a broken world is what we're saying. And when he said Adamic, which is Adam with an IC on the end, he's saying when Adam ate that apple, right, the great fall, well, since then, we've all been living in this corrupted world. So try as we might, we're still going to make mistakes, and they're not always on purpose, right? We don't go out of our way to make mistakes. Sometimes we offend somebody or hurt somebody completely unintentionally. So what do we do? Well, he said, every moment, Lord, I need the merit of thy death. Okay, so who's he talking about? He's talking about Jesus. And what is the merit of thy death? Why did Jesus die on the cross? He died on the cross to pay our debt. He paid for our sins. So our mistakes, God paid the price for them. Prior, right, our punishment was death. But now, through belief in Jesus Christ, we can live forever in eternity thanks to Jesus paying the price for us. So when that day comes that we stand before God As that expert ended, therefore every living man needs the blood of atonement, or he could not stand before God. We cannot stand before God without the blood of Jesus Christ that came from his sacrifice on the cross. That's why that's my favorite quote. Every moment, Lord, I need the merit of thy death. That means that try as I may, I cannot do this without God. I cannot do this without Jesus making that ultimate sacrifice on the cross. Every moment, Lord, I need the merit of thy death. I encourage you to read the rest of that sermon. It's known as Sermon 76, or On Perfection, from John Wesley. Until next time, stay in the Word daily. It will save your life.